Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown releases this week on all platforms, and while I need more time with the game to give my full review, I did play the first 5 hours so far, and I want to share with you guys my first impressions of the game. So, make sure to subscribe to get the full review once I'm completed the game, but until then, let's talk about the stuff that I love and the stuff that I didn't really like so far with the game. Let's jump into my first impressions of Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown. In case you've never heard of Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown, it's a brand new Metroidvania action-adventure game. You go around a huge map, defeating enemies, fighting bosses, unlocking new abilities, and discovering paths as you go through the game. Like other Metroidvania games, the map is huge and has a lot of interconnected ways to go through it, and you have to find a bunch of secret rooms and shortcuts and solve puzzles to make progress through the map. You play as Sargon, one of the 7 immortals, trying to save a prince who's been kidnapped. Okay, a lot of you guys are probably wondering, how have I already played the game? Well, really simple, I purchased the deluxe edition. So, if you guys want to play the game, you can purchase the deluxe edition, which gives you 3 days early access. The game releases on January 18th, which is this Thursday at the time of recording. But if you got the deluxe edition for an extra $10, it released today on January 15th, which is the Monday. If you're watching this video much later, skip the deluxe edition and just get the original game so that you just get it at the time of release. So far, I am really liking this game. I think that the gameplay is super smooth, very fun. I'm a huge fan of Metroidvania. As you guys probably saw, I have the little Hollow Knight there, and I will say, as soon as I started playing this, it reminded me of Hollow Knight. Not graphically or anything, but just haven't played a Metroidvania since a long time now that has felt as smooth like Prince of Persia does. The story so far is pretty simple. I basically told you guys what I know from the start, which is a prince gets kidnapped, you gotta go save him. I will say I like that it got into it immediately, so it didn't take a lot of time to jump into the story. Like, you get the cutscene, the tutorials and everything, and then prince been kidnapped, let's go, and you start right away, which is really cool. There are hints so far with like time loops and like time-based stuff, which normally I know a lot of people probably have a lot of fatigue from that, but if you know anything from the original Prince of Persia games, that is basically one of the big things, like Sands of Time, which was like you can rewind time. So I don't really know where they're going with it so far. But all I know is that there are hints of it in the game at the moment. Sargon, the main character, is actually pretty cool. I like him a lot. He's, you know, he's not like cocky or annoying or anything like that. He's just a very honorable, noble warrior. He's one of the 7 immortals, which I don't really know much else about them yet. We're starting to get to know them. Like I said, I'm still in the first couple hours, but I do like the main character. He's been enjoyable to play as. I like the interactions he's had with everybody. He hasn't been like an annoying character or anything like that, so that's really good. The biggest thing with this game, being an action adventure, is the combat, and I will say the combat and the platforming, they both feel amazing. The combat in this, you get the 2 swords, you get to swing around and fight and all that, and it's been super responsive, which I really like. Like most of these games, sometimes once you start hitting a combo, if you make a mistake and you're trying to dodge out, it's too late. You've already started the action. This one, you can dodge out, and they even teach you that in some of the tutorials, that you can do your combo and mid-combo dash away or block or anything. So I really like the combat for that. You get a bunch of other new abilities and weapons along the way that I will not talk about in this video just yet, but I do like the combat. And one of the cool things so far is every enemy feels like its own little challenge or puzzle. So you'll find an enemy with a shield, and you obviously can't just smack him. You got to find a way to get behind him or break his shield or get him in the air. So I really like that every single time I saw a new enemy, I had to like take the time to try and understand what's the strategy for this guy, and it's not just a button mash to power through. That has been really cool. The platforming feels really good. Sometimes I mean, it's a platformer, so you should expect it, but it is really good. The double bounce, like hitting off of the walls, feels awesome. Climbing everything. All the little puzzles as well that there are, like there's a couple of them, I'll probably show a couple on screen, where you're trying to get into to hit a lever, and so you gotta like combo and parkour your way up. It felt awesome in that sense. Oh, and the biggest thing, I didn't even talk about this in the combat, the dodging is really great, but even better than dodging is the parry system. I love a great parry system, and this one, not only is the parry system super satisfying, but you get a little mini like cutscene and graphic changes to it when you hit it, and that's so cool. So hitting a parry in this feels extremely satisfying, not just because you get to eliminate the kill the enemy, but you also get a sweet cutscene for that combo that you pull off. So good. Another really cool thing about the combat so far is that it hasn't been easy. So I've actually died more than I expected to die in this game so far. Look, I'm not like the best gamer in the world, but I feel like I'm pretty good at these games normally, and this has been a good challenge so far. And I will say, like, when you start the game, they give you a lot of options on the difficulty that you want to play, and there is one that's called customize, and you can fully customize how challenging or easy you want the game to be. That is awesome. I know Ubisoft are really known for their accessibilities, but for this, it was incredible. They also have, for the discovering of the world, obviously being a Metroidvania, it can be overwhelming sometimes to know where to go next. So there were options as well at the start to have a guided version or the regular version. The guided version, obviously for someone that's new to Metroidvania, you will be able to follow the game a little bit easier because they'll tell you where to go, which is awesome for new players. So this really feels like a great Metroidvania starter for someone that's never played one before, but it also feels like you can customize the difficulty enough that if you are really good at them, you will still have a good time with this one. So excellent so far. Next thing I want to talk about are the boss fights. They have been so fun. Same idea as the challenges of the challenge of all the enemies. The boss feel that way too, where you got to find out their combos, make sure you dodge at the right time, parry the correct way, and it feels like they're not sponges. I was still fast-paced, challenged, and trying to figure it out, but once I figured it out and I started beating them up, their health bar was dropping at a good rate for me, and I really liked that the boss didn't overstay their welcome. So that was excellent thing. The map is huge like any other Metroidvania. I'm only in the first 5 hours and I feel very overwhelmed so far. Like, there are so many different ways that I can go, and when I play these games, I don't know how you guys are, but I love to keep going in one direction, and once I finish it, go back and then go the other direction. So with this one, once you show up and there's 3 different paths, and I just check the first door and I can say, oh, this goes on for a long time. And I go back and I check the other door and that one's also going for a long time. So I'm like, oh, I don't know where to go. So it can be overwhelming, but they have a brand new mechanic in Prince of Persia, The Lost Crown that I adore. And this is a must have in every single future Metroidvania. I hope every game copies this system because it's incredible. They call it, I don't remember the name of it. It's something with time or crystals or something like that. But you basically can take pictures in the game. So you show up to a place and you can't progress forwards. You hit the down button on the PS5 and it takes a screenshot of exactly what you see and it puts it in your map. So then you continue on, and then when you unlock an ability, you can go back, open your map, and check all the pictures you've taken so far and check and see, does the new ability that I have help me on any of the old paths? That is incredible. I like, having played like a Hollow Knight and other Metroidvanias or just Metroid games, you unlock a new ability and you go back to every single room to check and see, does this work with this one? Does it work with this one? That was such a time-consuming thing that even though people love Metroidvania, I don't think anyone likes that. This system is amazing. You find a door and there's obviously a lever that you can't reach. Take a screenshot. Move on. You get a new dash ability. You go back and like, oh, on the map, I can see that with the dash, I can now reach that. You now know you can go and unlock that door so you can make your way back to it knowing that it's going to work. Oh, man. So good. I cannot talk how much I love this. I really hope every game has that moving forward. It's going to be very difficult to go back to old Metroidvanias that don't have this system. That's how good it is. Obviously, progression with Metroidvanias are always a must-have in the game, and this one has a great one. There's a shop that you can purchase to upgrade your health bar, upgrade the potions that you own, or how many potions, or you have amulets so you can like equip accessories that will make you stronger. And then there's a blacksmith, and the blacksmith, she can help you upgrade your swords and all that. So the progression feels really good. There are collectibles everywhere. I have this little bird guy that's following me. It's one of the amulet that the bird will tell you when there's like collectibles nearby. He has been whistling nonstop. There are collectibles apparently all over me and I can't see where they are because I'm guessing I need more abilities. But I see every single section I go to, he's whistling like there's something here. And I'm like, where? So clearly there's a lot of stuff to do in this. Other little quick things, the graphics, I mean, it feels like an indie game, even though it's not an indie game. I know it's Ubisoft. It does feel like a lower budget. I don't even know if that's the right word. not a AAA massive game, so graphics are not incredible, but the art style is. I feel like this game 10 years from now will still look incredible because they went with a really, really good art style. But I mean, graphically, it's not like the most incredible thing you guys have ever seen. There's obviously other games that will stand out more, but art style is top notch. The music has been really good. I love the boss fight music. Whenever you fight a boss, the song that starts, you feel like, oh, this is going to be an epic fight. Talked a lot about all the stuff I love. Let me super quickly tell you a couple of the things that I didn't love, but I also didn't hate. It's just like little minor things. And just to be clear, these are extremely personal, minor issues that most of you guys who are watching this are like, that's not going to bother me. And absolutely. So I think this game is a must buy so far. I really think that we're starting off 2024 with an incredible game. But let me talk about the little things. The first thing are the controls. The controls so far, I'm playing on PS5. I really do like them. There's nothing wrong. The only thing is that there's the R2 on the controller. R2 is your dash, but also if you hold R2, you can sprint. I wish that those were just two separate buttons. Let me click for the sprint and let me dash with the R2. I know, extremely minor, but like I said, it is a little thing. Another one, and this is just again a personal thing, you can only play the game with the stick itself to move around the character. I am so used to playing games like Hollow Knight, other Metroidvania games, or 2D games with the directional pad. You can't in this game. I don't know if that's because I'm going to be unlocking abilities that match to the directional pad, but for a game like this where sometimes I want to really aim up or down or something, I felt like it was a little annoying with the stick, but that's again such a minor thing for me. The next thing that is not my favorite is that the game has a mix of cutscenes, pictures, and then these dialogue conversations where it's just a picture of the character and then like a dialogue box. I kind of wish that the cutscenes are so incredible that I wish that there were more of them. That's like a little thing where every single time there's two characters that are having a conversation, there's just a box open up. I was like, oh man, I wish this was a cutscene instead. So it's just such a minor thing that again doesn't affect how much I love this game so far, but I just wish that they had more. And this is the last thing that I would say is like a major problem, but isn't a major problem, is the story so far is really simple, really easy, and it hasn't hooked me as much as I wanted it to. Prince got kidnapped, go save him. Okay, I'm 5 hours in and it's still Prince got kidnapped. There is a couple hints of other stuff that's going on, but I really hope it picks up. The story, I think the gameplay and everything, and I'm going to get to the end no matter what, but I'm curious to know if by the end I'm going to remember this game because of how great the story was, or if I'm only going to remember it for everything else. And so I really hope that, because Sargon is such a cool character, I really hope something happens, he gets emotional, we get more out of him instead of him just being a mortal who's trying to save a prince. So that's just a little thing. And then, oh, I said that was the last thing. That's not true. I have one more little thing. As with every other Metroidvania, you're going to be spending a lot of time with the map open. So I wish there was a mini map. Again, I know why it's not there. Every time I go through a door, open the map, check and see which way I can go. Get to the next section, open the map, check where I can go. It can get annoying. I just wish that with all the other stuff they've done to make Metroidvania feel better, I wish that they also had something for the map so that I wasn't opening up the map the whole time. That is the little minor things I didn't like, but overall, like I said, I am loving this game. I can't wait to stop recording this and post this on YouTube and get this all done so I can go back to playing. That's how much I'm enjoying it. Like I said, if you're new here, please make sure to subscribe because a full review is coming up, and I bought a bunch of other games releases and reviews and impressions are coming too. So if you love these like unedited just conversations, make sure to subscribe. Comment down below if you're planning on buying the game, what you think so far of the game, if you're playing it, or if you're excited at all about it, or if there's any other Metroidvanias that I missed that you think I should play. Tell me all in the comments, and as always, give this video a thumbs up because it's going to help with the algorithm to get more people to hear what I think about the game. If you haven't already, make sure to pick up Prince of Persia. I really think it's worth it so far. If you're not too sure yet and my impressions haven't convinced you yet, just wait and let's see if my opinions change once I play the full review. Thanks for watching. Have a good rest of your day. Take care. Bye-bye.